I am giving away the most epic Fanny God Pack to one lucky subscriber. All you have to do is make sure you are subscribed to the channel and then leave a like and a comment on this video here. The winner will be announced on December 31st. Good luck. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Happy day after Christmas. I hope you really enjoyed your Christmas. Hope you had a wonderful time with family, friends. Did a lot of fun stuff. I'm usually a little bit sad when Christmas comes to an end, but this year I'm very, very excited. I'm very hopeful. I'm very, very anxious to get into 2024. I promised myself I was going to work my fanny off in 2024. That I was going to do as much as I possibly can, so I'm really excited for that. We're also going to end 2023 with an absolute bang. So tomorrow, if you're watching this on the day it comes out, so December 26th, on December 27th at 1 p.m. Central Time, I am donating 30 boxes of Shiny Treasures EX. We're going to open up 30 boxes and give away everything. We're going to be doing a charity stream, a donation stream for a member of the community who just needs support, who needs help right now. He has a son who's going through treatment for T-cell lymphoma. It's a very, very sad situation. He's doing well, doing better, but a long, long road ahead of him, and medical bills have just really piled up. And I've been going back and forth with him for quite some time and really want to do something to help. So we're going to do a Fan Clan Cares event. I don't know what to call them, but I want to do a lot more of them and give back as much as we can, especially to people in the community who are in need. I know, like, giving away Pokemon cards is fine. Like, that's fun and that's great, but I feel like we can do more. I can do more, and I want to make more of a difference. So I'm going to leave a link in the description down below for our Discord channel. If you could do me a favor and join our Discord if you're not already in there, I'm going to drop the GoFundMe link, the donation link, and what we're going to do is every $10 donation is going to get you one entry into the giveaway for these 30 boxes of Shiny Treasure. So if you donate $20, you'll have 2 entries, and my good friend Killa, huge shout out to Killa, is going to help me out by running the wheel, making sure that every new box we pick a new name. It's going to be hopefully a lot of fun, but also just a really, really good cause, an important thing to kind of help somebody who's in need. And I can't imagine, like, I have 2 kids of my own. I can't imagine it's got to be it's tough. So thank you for all of your support. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that. We're going to talk today about Scarlet and Violet 151 from a grading scale. A lot of people ask me what cards do you grade, Fanny, and what do you grade, or what company do you grade with? And the honest answer is I don't grade a whole lot of cards. We've talked about this before. I really enjoy the process of grading, but I really only like grading cards that are of huge significance to me or tell a story and I want to encapsulate them or protect them for a long time. I know there's a lot of people who have been very successful with grading cards and then turning them, reselling them right away, and I think that's fine. Like, there's no problem with that whatsoever. What company would I go with? It's very tough. It is very tough because honestly, like, I can say a lot of good about all 3 of the big grading companies, and I can say also some things that I'm not overly proud of about those 3 companies. Typically, I will grade personally with CGC, even though a lot of times their slabs are worth a little bit less on the reseller market. That doesn't necessarily matter to me because, like I said, I'm protecting them for the long haul. Like, I want to encapsulate that story that it's got. But PSA is going to usually provide you with a better resale value. But I've had worse experiences with PSA as far as customer service goes. CGC I've had better experiences with, but I mean, it's really kind of up to you. So the best thing to do is do your due diligence, do your homework, maybe test out, all 3 of them and see which one provided you with the best customer service or provided you with the best treatment, and then you can kind of make your decision based off of that moving forward. But we're going to talk about Scarlet and Violet 151 as far as grading those cards, specifically the special illustration rares, and then a few of the illustration rares that are more in demand. It is a huge difference between CGC and PSA. So this will hopefully give you some more insight as far as, okay, what grading company do you want to go with? It really depends on your goals. So I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like, leave a comment, share the video. It goes a long way for the algorithm if you do those things. I really appreciate your support. Let's jump into things. I'm going to flip you guys around so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to start off with the Charizard EX special illustration rare. So this is the big one, the flying Charizard. This is the goal of the set, right? Like this is the big one. And we've got at the top here, this is the population report for CGC. So you can see there's 528 total that have been graded with CGC. This is up to date as of a few days ago. And then we've got the PSA population report right here. So all the way you can see there's 2,790, a huge difference. Huge difference between the amount of Charizard EXs that were graded with CGC and the amount that have been graded with PSA. So we're only going to really be focusing on the gem mints, the 10s. As you can see from CGC, there's 11 that are pristine 10s, there's no perfect 10s, and there's 173 that are gem mint 10s. If you look at PSA, there's 856 10s that are out there, 856 gem mint 10s that are out there. So more gem mint 10s in existence just for PSA than the total amount that are graded per CGC's population report. So that's a huge factor. But what's more interesting is that if you look at the sold listings on eBay, and this is what we're going to do, we're going to have the last 3 sold listings on eBay. You can see for a CGC 10, and these are just gem mint 10s. These are no pristine 10s in this listing right here. You've got 349, which is a little bit of an outlier. If you look at the other two, you've got 197.50, and then you've got 202.50. So right around $200 seems to be the going rate right now for a CGC 10. If you look at more listings, a lot of them are more in that 200 ballpark. This was just a buy it now at 350. These other ones were bids. But if you look at PSA, huge difference. Now these are all buy it nows, so that is a little bit different. But you're looking at a you're looking at a $200 difference between PSA and CGC. Now PSA 10, you got 420, 450, 425. PSA has more PSA 10s in existence than CGC has altogether with graded cards for this specific Charizard Special Illustration. That's really fascinating. The fact that PSA has more of just the 10s in existence by a few hundred, by quite a bit, than CGC has all graded Charizard Special Illustration. That's insane. So you would think CGC might be a little bit closer because they have less population, less supply, but PSA, that just goes to show you the demand that PSA carries in the graded market and continues to carry in the graded market. 425, so almost a $200 difference between a CGC 10 and a PSA 10. If we look at the Venusaur EX, you can see there's 363 total graded with CGC as opposed to 1,200 graded with PSA. 369 PSA 10s, only 118 gem mint 10s, and 7 pristine 10s. No perfect 10s. Again, another situation where the card has more PSA 10s in existence than total population with CGC. Here's the last sold listings for CGC. You can see 41 bids, $106, 30 bids, $95, 17 bids, $89. So right around $95, $100 for the Venusaur CGC 10, and $100 difference between PSA. So again, another situation where there's more PSA 10s in existence than total cards from CGC 10s, but this one $197.59, $190.50, that was a bidded item, and then $199, so around $190, so about $100 difference on that one. If we look at the Blastoise EX, 496 total graded with CGC, so this one, there are less PSA 10s in existence, only 425 as opposed to the 496 that were total graded. But if you look at the amount of gem mint 10s, only 186 with CGC, 22 pristine 10s, as opposed to 425 with PSA. 1,344, so a lot more graded through PSA. If you look at these sold listings on eBay, $105, 36 bids, $80, and then $81. So about $90 for the value for this Blastoise EX through PSA. You're looking at over $100, about $140 difference between PSA and CGC. So $240 with PSA, $220 and $237.50. Two of those were bidded items as opposed to just to buy it now, like you see with that $239.95. So that tells you the market is just so much different. If you look at the Alakazam EX, 319 graded with CGC as opposed to 1,037 graded with PSA. You have 102 gem mint 10s and 13 pristine 10s with CGC. 307 PSA 10s. The difference is also quite daunting. $52, $68, and $76 with the CGC 10. And then if you look at PSA, almost double the price, a little bit more than that. $110, $137, and $106. So roughly $110, $115 is the going rate, about $60 more than what you saw from CGC. The Zapdos EX, 347 graded with CGC as opposed to 1,205 graded with PSA. 401 PSA 10, so quite a bit more PSA 10s than total population of all grades for CGC. 10 pristine 10s, 124 gem mint 10s with CGC. And if you look at the list here from CGC, $51, $61, and then the best offer accepted from $85. So roughly $65 for that one. And then if you flash it over to PSA, $128, $155, and $132. So about a $60 difference there as well. Big difference. Erica's Invitation, 326 graded with CGC, 1,251 graded with PSA. 109 Gem Mint 10s, 5 Pristine 10s for CGC, 226 Gem Mint 10s for PSA, $199.99 for a Pristine 10. So there were a couple of Pristine 10s that we can look at here to kind of show you the difference. If you get a Pristine 10, which is a lot more difficult to get, you're looking at about $200. However, the Gem Mint 10, like Pristine 10s are great, but the Gem Mint 10s don't seem to really get you a whole lot of value. $34.22 for the Gem Mint 10s. If you look at PSA, now we're closer. Pristine 10s seem to be outpacing Gem Mint 10s with PSA, which is a big deal. So keep that in mind as you move forward. But still, PSA Gem Mint 10s, $129.50, $155, and $134.50. So quite a big difference. If you remember that Gem Mint 10 CGC was $100 less, only about $34 for that Gem Mint 10. If we look at Giovanni's Charisma, only 88 graded with poor Giovanni, only 88 graded with CGC, 396 graded with PSA, 23 Gem Mint 10s, 2 Pristine 10s, and then 81 Gem Mint 10s with PSA. Quite a big difference here. Again, $88.99 for this Gem Mint one. That seems very, very high compared to the other two. $39.99 and $39 for the other two. If you look at PSA, this is a little bit closer. $55 for a Gem Mint 10, $64.99 for a Gem Mint 10, and then the best offer accepted for that $80 one right there. So a little bit closer there. It seems like that $80 one from CGC is a little bit of an outlier. It goes more for about $40 in Gem Mint 10. If we look at a few of the popular illustration rares, so just looking at the starters right here, 137 Pikachus that have been graded, 651 with PSA, a big difference there. 34 Gem Mint 10s, 4 Pristine 10s. Again, no perfect 10s. We have not seen any perfect 10s yet. 216 Gem Mint 10s with PSA. Here is your CGC sold listings, $45.83. Best offer accepted for this one as a Pristine 10, $125. And again, a bit of an outlier here, $140 for this CGC Gem Mint 10. So my guess is, since this one was bidded on, you're going to be looking at about a $50 card as opposed to the Pristine 10, which will probably get you about like $110, $115, somewhere around there. But if you flip the script on over to PSA, your PSA 10 Gem Mint 10, closer to that $100 mark. So 86 here, 93 here, 120, 150 there. So about $100 for that Pikachu in English, in the English set. That's also important to remember. If we look at the Squirtle, there's 90 total graded with CGC, 431 graded with PSA. So another vast difference right there. No perfect 10s again. 4 Pristine 10s and 24 Gem Mint 10s. 123 Gem Mint 10s from PSA. So a lot more Gem Mint 10s again than even population for CGC. 192.50 from CGC. Another one that's a little bit of an outlier, a little bit weird, because if you look at this Pristine 10 right here, 105.15. So some of these are very, very much all over the place. Again, this is an English one right here. 192.15. This was bidded on. I don't know why this one is so much higher, if it was a bidding war or what happened, but this makes a lot more sense right here. $35.35 with 12 bids. This was when it was a pop 5, so this was from November 26th. Not a whole lot of sold listings on those, but the PSA 10, $199.99, $203.24, and $200. So much, much bigger. If you look again, you're looking at $192.50 for CGC, but even a Pristine 10 sold for $105.15, and then $35.35 as opposed to a $200 card in PSA 10. So that's a huge, huge difference. If we look at the Charmander, 109 total graded with PSA or with CGC. The interesting thing, only 44 Gem Mint 10s, no Pristine 10s, no perfect 10s, much different. 173 Gem Mint 10s with PSA. Your sold listings, $59.99. You've got a $110 one right there and a $100 one right there. So again, a little bit all over the place, but roughly we'll put a value on it of, let's say, $75, $80, somewhere around there. If you look at PSA, again, over $150, so about double the price from what we saw with CGC. So $147.50 with 13 bids, $162.50 with 11 bids, and $199.99 best offer. So buy it now, accepted. $77 for the Bulbasaur, 2 Pristine 10s, 19 Gem Mint 10s with CGC, 410 total graded with PSA, 114 of them PSA 10. So again, a lot more PSA 10s than even population for CGC. A pristine 10 though, so only a couple of those, $300. So that's a big buy right there. But then if you look at the other ones that are just gem mint 10s, $115, $112, these starters commanding quite a bit of value in even CGC 10. So quite a bit of value there. If you look at PSA though, quite a bit more. So you're looking at about $35, $50 more, somewhere around there. $150 there, $135 with 42 bids, and $101.43. That's the last one that we're going to look at. It is very, very interesting to see the comparison between the two. Now, I didn't look at BGS to see what that looks like. I'm sure black labels make a huge impact on the game, but it seems like pristine 10s with CGC, or even if you could get a perfect 10, which seems very, very difficult because there was not one listed at all, make a huge, huge difference in the swing. However, gem mint 10s, for example, a huge difference in PSA's favor. So it's very interesting to look at, but keep that in mind when you're talking about grading for yourself in the future. If you want to dabble into the grading side of things a little bit, keep all these things in mind. But again, ultimately, it is your decision, and you should make the best decision for yourself on what your goal is. So I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like, leave a comment. Like I said, if you could share the video, that would be absolutely amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everything. I love you. You guys are great. I'll talk to you again tomorrow for the stream. Until next time, peace.